Hello YouTube. I know it's been a while since I posted up a tutorial. I think my one was headstand a baby, and that was like 1.5 years ago. But I've been hard at work refining my footwork, and I got really bored today, so I just decided let's make a footwork tips and tricks tutorial. And I'm not guaranteeing these tips and tricks will work for you, but these are what helped me improve my footwork from what it was to what it is. So yeah, take it for what it is. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. All right. So let's start with the beginning. For many new kids, I have to remind you, this is for like people who have a general understanding of how to do footwork, but they don't know how to like clean up their footwork. So I see a lot of kids think they know how to do the 6-step, but what they do is they do boom, boom, boom. Right here's Tom. Hold on. I don't think he's. Let me adjust the camera really quickly. Alright. So what they do it again. Boom, boom, boom. Problem right here, easy to see. Your butt sagging, you're not on your toes. It looks very bad. I think the problem is, or at least my problem was when I did that, was I couldn't figure out how to get my feet under my butt. So as opposed to boom, 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 it had to become boom, boom, boom. Getting your feet under your butt feels very weird at first, and I thought it was very difficult because I don't think my knee could bend that way initially. So a good way to practice that, getting your knees used to the bending, was what I did before every practice. I'd sit like this for like 30 seconds, like hands not on the ground, nothing, just like this. This really helped my knees develop, I guess, flexibility, if you will. I don't know what you want to call it. And then after I got comfortable with this, I had to practice stuffing my legs or stuffing my feet under my butt. So from this position, I would take one hand, put it back a little bit, not too far, and then stick one leg out, just like this. This is basically your CC position. Boom, 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 boom. So what I would do is I'd stay like this for a little bit, and then I'd stuff my leg under my butt, just like that, keeping my arm on the ground. Then switch arms, switch legs, boom. I do like 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, till 10. And then once I got comfortable with that, then the 6-step made sense to me, because then I realized all I had to do was boom, boom, and then the drill I just did, taking my leg out and stuffing it under my butt. Another problem I see with a footwork foundation is people have their knees like facing forward or even facing in. I haven't seen many professional b-boys or well-known b-boys do that. So far, like, from people who have done it in my area, it doesn't look good. So I just recommend keeping, when you're in this position, in the squat position, make sure your knees face out at all times, not like this. That's pushing it. Just like, comfortable, like a V basically. And you might think this is easy when you're like just like this, but when you're going into this position from other steps, like in my last video, Soul 1 vs. Soul 1, I was battling my friend Chris, and I did this I did a little sequence in one of my sets was I shuffled like this, and then I turned. And when I turned, my bent knee was following my straight leg. So it wasn't, my knee wasn't pointing out, it was pointing in basically, and you could tell like it looked awful. I'll link you to it. I'll try and link you to it. So yeah, basically just maintain, when you're when you're in the squat position, this position, make sure your knees are pointing out. Let me think. Oh yeah. In my footwork, I try and utilize a lot of sweeps with my foundation, and watching people. Oh, there goes the lights. Oh god. Watching people try and do sweeps from certain positions, I realized, this was me too. I realized like sweeping from certain positions isn't easy. Like, I'm not talking about like a normal coffee garden where you just do this. Like, that's easy shit. But sweeping from certain positions, like the push-up position, or like with both knees down, but your chest, basically with your chest facing down, is pretty difficult because you gotta keep your chest facing down, but still be able to bring that leg around. I couldn't do it initially, so what I did was, I did this little exercise. Just sit like this, put your butt on your heels, and put one leg out. It doesn't matter which one. Basically, your sweeping leg. But you should be able to sweep with both legs, just to be clear. Basically, lift up your leg and lean forward. This gets you used to bringing your legs close to your chest. So when you prepare to sweep, like chest is facing down, you can still sweep. Boom. Other than that, oh, okay, this isn't, you don't have to do this, but I actually highly recommend you do this because it helps a lot. You've heard it before, footwork on your inner knuckles. I mean, you could do it on your palms. I've seen people do it on your palms, but I just think by doing it on your inner knuckles, it's easier to get your feet under you, like what I was saying before, stuffing your feet under you. Because if you're on your palms, you're just like a ½ inch lower than if you're on your inner knuckles. And that ½ inch can make that look that much cleaner. Let me think, any other tips and tricks? So that's basically how you clean up your footwork. Now, making your footwork look dynamic, I think is a bit tricky, and you gotta think about it for a while, but I watched these two videos from Roxrite and Nasty Ray. There were two workshops at George Mason University. I think Stripe TV has it. And basically, you just gotta think about, this is mainly Roxrite, you gotta think about cutting your footwork into patterns, like cutting, basically what he said, cutting the circle. Because think about it, what you do, 6-step, circle, 3-step, circle, 7-step, circle, 12-step, right? You're going in circles, right? So the first thing you gotta do is try and cut the circle. Like even with a simple CC, like 6-step, CC, CC. I mean, little moves like that can make your footwork look a lot different. And once you start cutting the patterns, you realize you can go multiple directions, which is basically my second way of making your footwork look dynamic, was basically traveling. If you're not in a cipher, because in a cipher you obviously don't want to go too far, you're going to hit somebody, but basically traveling in many directions, or trying not to stay in one spot. What I used to do, like, I'm still working on this, but like basic combos like Zulu spin, slide, freeze. You know, another one. CC, do this, come at you, boom. Another one, 3-step, shuffles, freeze. Traveling around can make your footwork like not look so, I want to say one-dimensional, but I don't think that's the word for it. But it makes your footwork look a lot different. And then my third and last tip for footwork is basically changing levels of footwork. Like, You have footwork. Then you could go back up into top rocks. Go into back rocks, which I really like going to back rocks. People don't utilize back rocks enough. They look really nice. And changing speeds too. Like my footwork's very because it's very quick. It's easy for me to just stop on a dime, and it'll look dope. Other than that, footwork just comes with practice. Like, you have to understand, like, you're not gonna get a perfect 6-step in like a day. Like, you have to understand each movement and understand that like a minute turn of like your knees can make your footwork look so much different. If you can record yourself doing footwork, do it, because it really helps. Otherwise, find some way to record yourself. Do something, because watching yourself, you can really understand what you're doing wrong. Like, I record myself all the time. But as far as practicing your footwork, if you're just starting out with foundation, I would say because I used to do this, do each step 10 times without stopping, and do that 3 times. So 3 sets of 6 steps. So you do the 6 step, 1, 2, and do that 10 times, and that's 1 set. Then you do 3 sets of that. Do it for the 3 step, 7 step, 12 step. And then as far as text, you can do the same thing with CCs, you know? Like 1, 2, 3, you know, just like that. Slipped a little bit. But, yeah, other than that, I don't know what else to tell you. Work hard on your footwork. It's not easy. But if you need inspiration for footwork, Casper is one of them. Redfoot's one of my favorites because he's very quick. There's tons of people with nice footwork out there. You just gotta know who to look for. So yeah, until then, B-Boy Ono representing Soul One. Till next time.